Sagittarius, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. I think it's been 3 weeks since I sat for you all, and I am so sorry for my delay. I went on about a week and a half vacation down to the Southland, and I'm back in the saddle, so to speak. Let's see what's going on for you for the month of July. We're going to take a look at your overall general energy, what you may not see coming, and get some important advice from Spirit. I wanted to share something with you. This is unique. I normally don't do this, but I came across an Instagram post right before coming into your reading, and my guides were like, you need to share this. This is going to be very helpful for you. It's actually posted on my storyboard today on Instagram if you want to go to it, photocopy it for yourself. I discovered something recent too. I'm not a big Chat GPT fan of overusing it or anything like that, but I just noticed you could take a picture of something and it'll type up the words for you real fast. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to do this. Normally I wouldn't want to take the time to type this, but you know, there is usefulness in technology. So I'm going to read to you things that you can control this month, okay? Your being, your beliefs, your attitude, your thoughts, your perspective, your habits, how honest you are, how you treat yourself, how you talk to yourself, how kind you are to others, how you spend your energy, how you interpret situations, how you express your thoughts, whether or not you ask for help, whom you spend your energy on, how much time you spend worrying, how often you think about your past, how often you think about your future, how often you prioritize yourself, how many risks you take, how you interpret failure, and how you interpret success. I mean, my goodness, what a powerhouse punch this is around focusing on these things, because these are the things that you can control. Notice a lot of this is about things that are on the inward perspective, about your outward way of showing up. So, very helpful. Take that into consideration this month. And if you have the time, write down what I just said. I'm actually going to be using this as a guide, as a Sag rising for my month ahead, for July. Okay, let's get into some oracle messages, shall we? And then we'll head into the tarot. Thank you for being here with me. And thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading. For Sag, let's see. What are some of the themes coming up? We have the Queen of the Sun, Queen of the Moon, Tarot. Tarot. I'm sure there are tarot decks around that name. But these are oracle messages first. The unexpected. My goodness. Aries had this as well. Some of you have strong Aries and Sag placements, or you're dealing with someone who is an Aries and you are a Sag. I just heard a tweet. There could be a lot of communication, unexpected communication. Let's see. And an unexpected softening. Maybe you're lending a helping hand. Someone's leaning on you this month, or you're leaning on others in a more soft and tender way. Unexpected. What's this around? Unexpected power. Ooh. Power of the sun. So this could be unexpected power around your own illumination, your own magic. I mean, look at her. She looks like a priestess. And then we have resilience. Carrying. I think that this is about, what did I say? I feel like when I read it hit hard. How often you think about the past, hardships of the past, how you interpret failure. How often are you prioritizing yourself? How much time you spend worrying. Okay? This is carrying a heavy load. You might be changing a lot around your beliefs, attitude, thoughts, perspective, and habits this month. Taking new risks, feeling the power of this solstice portal. A willingness to surrender any kind of hardship or hard way of going about life. This could be unexpected help on the path. Okay, through perseverance. Let's get one more oracle message here. Third eye chakra. Ooh, this is around intimacy. They said take that intimacy. Take that intimacy. And maybe that's what you're letting in. More intimacy with you and your world. The energy of intimacy supports us trusting that we are safe to allow closeness. And isn't that interesting? These are two close people. Could be a mending between you and two female fingers here. So it could be you and a mother, you and a friend. I'm getting a softening. This could be softening to your inner child as well, to the divine feminine, as there is, looks like a older and a younger female here. Healing. And then we have third eye chakra. The frequency of the third eye chakra, the indigo flower of life, supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination and our psychic powers. Yeah. So we have power here, and Spirit is actually telling you that you have a psychic power and a psychic responsibility this month to look at your life in a new way around the things that you can control, healthy control. And part of this is letting go of some sort of heavy burden you've been carrying on your back. Maybe it's been hard for you to let closeness in. Maybe it's been hard for you to drop your wall. All right, let's see. Everyone has personal walls, right? We have personal boundaries, and then we have the walls around going deeper and deeper and deeper emotionally and letting people into those more vulnerable parts of ourselves. And the only way to do that is when we're vulnerable with ourselves first. So I'm getting that, you have a psychic power around unexpected resiliency. Listen, we can all be strong on the path. I feel like you are surrendering, though, some of that strength. Maybe around, I'm getting this divine feminine softening. Let's see if the Empress comes out, but I'm getting a divine feminine softening through the path of self-nurturing. I love that, though. Things you can control, Sag. Focus on those. That's going to be my mantra for the month. All of those things. I can work on those things. Watch out with worry. Worry may be something you've been... Could be a tendency or a habit you could be trying to break, Worry around money, worry around love. All right, let's see. Current and crossing energy, Spirit. Current energy. There's the Empress with the 10 of Pentacles. Wow. Divine feminine, I felt it. Self-love, self-nurturing, self-care. This could be, just your responsibility. Some of you are providers, or this is, leveling up in your abundance. This is prosperity times 2. Look at her. The Empress is luxury. I was with my mother and my daughter in South Carolina, and we're talking about just appreciating the finer things in life sometimes, and allowing ourselves that luxury. And it was like, we were joking because it was like the Empress, the Queen, and the Princess, and the phases of life we go through. Wherever you are in that, if you're in your early 20s and you're in this princess energy, are you treating yourself like royalty? And if you're in this queen energy, are you treating yourself like royalty? And if you're in an Empress energy, which is actually, I think, the most challenging, where you have had a lot of life under your belt, and you've either had children and let them go, or you are mothering others still. I think we always kind of mother others, male or female. It's a big part of our makeup. I see here, though, that you have learned the value in honoring yourself and recognizing your beauty and your worth. Maybe you've been so resilient that it's been hard for you to soften. I'm getting this real deepening of your vulnerable sides with other people. But I am getting this just you are realizing that you deserve the very best, Sag. I like this a lot. Okay, challenges, obstacles, 5 of Wands. We're going to have to clarify that. I'm not sure what this is about. It has to do with, it could be a family situation. It could be your mother. It could be just your divine feminine, the challenges of putting yourself first. and recognizing your value and worth ultimately. This Five of Wands is being challenged by our life circumstances ultimately, but sometimes, you could go in that direction of what is the challenge itself. I like to really look at the bigger picture when I read, but we can get into the minutia as well. So we'll see maybe some of the details that want to come out when I clarify the Five of Wands. Okay, your opportunity. You're wrapping up a cycle. Now I get it. I think you've been challenged in this previous cycle to recognize your value and worth, and where you pour your energy is you can basically have the Midas touch. Make sure that you're filtering your focus and your intention on the things you want to build in your life, not on the things that are draining you. Interesting how I started the reading out with things you can control, Sag. It's been a couple weeks since I've read for you. You've been working on this. I feel like you've been behind the scenes, there's been some unexpected leveling up going on. And I'm being more intimate, and I'm following my intuition. I'm allowing more closeness in from other people. Maybe you've had to be hypervigilant. Maybe you've had to be resilient. But are you really letting people come in and letting them help you? Are you open to receive, not just give? I like this, though. I think you're stepping into a deeper level of softness. That's what I keep getting. Soft, soft, soft. Being gentle with yourself. Six of Swords. Being gentle with your worries and your woes and your fears and your doubts and your insecurities, right? Releasing. Being more mindful. You've been in transition. I think it's been a bit of a challenge, but you've been in transition. What's in the immediate future? Ten of Wands. There's that resiliency. Well, it's coming up. Even look at that. Even same coloring. Look at, this is when it's the end of a long journey. Job well done. You are graduating from a chapter of your life. You're sitting pretty here. Doesn't mean that, challenges are just going to disappear, but you know how to deal with them. All right. And then what's at the bottom of the deck? There's an unexpected intuitive hunch or intuitive reckoning I'm getting. Just a surrendering of the hardships because you trust yourself. You trust what your guidance is telling you. Ooh, taking this slow. Oh, wow. Ooh. I love this. We've got a lot of divine feminine energy balance in it. Oh my God. I'm going to take this just because why not? And this is around you taking an active role and balancing out. I think that what I'm seeing here is a nice balance between your dual nature, which is, we can talk about the polarity, right, of gender. But I think what you're realizing is ultimately what you seek, because underneath it all, I got to the Emperor, but we're talking more about the Empress, talking about things you can control, appreciating the finer things, maybe taking a step back, appreciating what you've created in your life. This is being patient with yourself, being patient with your ability to open up your heart, staying curious, allowing closeness. You could have a new love in your life, Sag, that feels balanced for you. And that might be a new experience. You're being challenged in your fire energy between the overall general energy and the future energy. And I think what you don't see coming is this slowing down and this softness. Queen of Cups is with the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands being emphasized in the Empress energy. So as you go about the month of July, whether you're male or female, it does not matter. This is the expression of being tender with oneself. It feels as though you might be called to be more compassionate. Exercise non-judgment. Balanced energy is the most beautiful, refined energy possible. And the Empress lives from a state of refinement, personal growth, personal power, excellence. I like this a lot. You're on the right path here. There's a lot of self-trust I'm seeing. And you feeling spirited, excited, more open, being willing to open up to your creativity. Some of whatever's coming in this month, you've waited a long time for it. This feeling, all right? We can talk about all of the stuff that could be coming in. It could be new love. It could be a new creative project. Whatever it is, you're getting the signs. 8 of Wands, ultimately. And you waited a long time for this particular vibration to align. It's almost like when your outer reality is matching your inner reality is matching your outer reality, and all is well. And even though life is hard sometimes, you trust yourself. So we'll say divine feminine, surrendering, personal mastery, Sag. I love it. You're deepening your intuition here, and I think you're allowing closeness, and I think it's a bit unexpected because you've had a hard path. And it could be around the particular challenges around nurturing things that last, nurturing things that actually value you and your input and not take away. But let's deepen this. Let's deepen this reading here. I like this. I want to find out what are the obstacles? Again, I'm getting that it's more personal, like what you can control versus what you can't. That might be your own stumbling block. And I just outlined what you can control for the month. Again, this I'm going to read every day, what I just shared with you at the opening. Let's talk about the Five of Wands. It's almost like you're applying what you learned in the last cycle. This is around cooperation, compromise, building new alliances. Okay. Oh, wow. Huh. This is big picture this month, Sag. Big picture. You're like, I want love. It's really disappointed me in the past. I know what it's like to open my heart and be challenged left, right, and center. Ace of Cups. Five of Wands. We have the Five of Cups. 2 5s. So a lot of change in your personal relationships. 3 of Pentacles. I think you've been challenged to keep your heart open when it comes to certain people. And determining whether it's something you want to nurture or not. You're really telling me if it's not going to nurture me back and have a long-term stamp on it, I don't know if I'm that interested anymore in that. You want long-term. You don't want to sacrifice too much of yourself for it anymore. It's like you're saying, I deserve the best. I give the best. I expect the best. I shall receive the best. I love it. This is your personal power and the unexpected changes that come from that by stepping into that. I like it. I like it. This is like, you know, when you talk about softening and the divine feminine, you think it's not all sugary sweet, y'all. It's like, can you have personal boundaries by keeping your intention focused on the exchange of energy where it's fair and balanced? And I think that's what you're closing up, a cycle where if it was off, if you were dealing with energies that would not compromise or cooperate or collaborate with you in a healthy way with their heart open, you're like, no, I don't have time for that. Mm-mm. All right, let's see the world. I like it. Wow, we have another 8 of Wands, double 8 of Wands. This, yep, 4 swords. Oh, and the Hierophant. I love it. Okay, yeah. You've been shifting your beliefs in your patterning, and you're on the path here. A lot of you are very divinely guided. We're talking like, well, Hierophant lately for me, you know, a lot of times people read the Hierophant as marriage and love, and it can be that. It's your commitment to your own personal set of values and your own personal truth. And I think you've been really thinking about that, what you want for yourself and what do you believe and what are you here to teach others on the path. It's almost like you have like, your opportunity this month is for you to take what you receive from the spirit world, from your guides, from your spirit team. Listen to your higher self always. And I think that's what this cycle taught you. Are you really honoring your true self when it comes to your social circle, the people you let in? I also sense that if you do want to talk about a higher level commitment, there's something really beautiful that's unfolding in your life in July. Because like you're in the Empress energy with the 10 of Pentacles. That's like, hello, major abundance. And it could come by way of shared pooled resources. But this is spiritual abundance. Feels like spiritual abundance to me, if that's all you're after. But for those of you who are after a little more than that, you're seeing the signs around a healing, being committed to your own healing, okay? Ultimately will support everything else in this softness. Stay committed to your healing. Stay committed to your divine inspiration. Stay committed to the signs and synchronicities. You carry the world inside of you. It's like, I love that song. I think it was called Universal Mother by Sinead O'Connor. You have a whole universe inside of you. And there's kids laughing and playing it in the song. It's like even taking time to listen. To listen. It's beautiful. There's almost this real divine feminine energy frequency in the world card in the Astro Matrix deck. Mothering of oneself. Some of you have been really doing that deep mother wound healing work. If you've had difficulty with a mother figure in your life or in your own motherhood, or you've been a male identified gender and it's been hard for you to be vulnerable with your own and allow yourself to really go to deeper pockets of healing. You're surrendering to a deep, deep healing path this month. And I think it has a lot to do with letting go of control of the things you can't control and focusing only on the things that you can control. All right. Let's see. 6 of Swords. Your challenge is that you've been in transition and you're wrapping up a cycle where you've learned a lot about your healing path and your wisdom. Wow, that wanted to keep spinning. What is this? Queen of Pentacles. You may have had some roots you had to cut away from and some roots you've been tending to. This is when we have to uproot, right? And re-anchor. So whatever that means to you, in your home, in a connection, in a career, this is our root system. Interesting how all these queens are coming out and we have the base energy of the Empress. You're almost showing me every aspect of your elemental energy in your elevation. Saying, well, I've had to practice a lot of fierce self-love, put myself first. I also have been really working on my own image, which is basically I'm taking care of my body, mind, and spirit. That's the Queen of Wands, because you can't reach a level of summoning energy to you without taking proper care of yourself. And now we have the Queen of Pentacles energy. It's almost like your challenge is to be rooted and grounded. And it's almost like, where am I going to go? I think you're finding some sort of home this month. In this great journey through your emotional energy. This great sea of emotion, you've been kind of like, whoo, I'm traveling along. And I feel like you're grounding this month in maybe even new lands within or new lands in the world. Queen of Pentacles. Some of you are switching careers. Yeah, you're definitely letting go. Wow, you're headed straight for, this is so beautiful. So much divine feminine energy popping off of this reading. And it's so beautiful because that's the ultimate. I mean, I remember when one of my most memorable energetic feelings I've ever had in my life was when I got hugged by Amachi. This was years ago before COVID. And I got hugged by her. And she's this hugging saint. She could hug thousands of people in like a 48-hour period and want for nothing, really. She could just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And I remember when she cradled me and whispered in my ear, I was like, oh, I was delirious with love. So I'm getting that, like this divine creatrix energy around really like opening up your heart and letting go of old grievances, right? Letting go of the old emotions, grounding and nurturing in a new frequency. Gosh, this High Priestess. A lot of you are going through this deep, deep spiritual transformation. Learning she's reading the Torah. She's reading from the Book of Knowledge. This is accessing maybe parallel realities, other lifetimes, deep dream states. This is a subconscious, but actually governing that and knowing your way through it. So you could be traveling into other dimensions, seeing through the veil. But you're doing that by anchoring and grounding in your practices and being willing to surrender old baggage. I like it. This is a very big cycle you're wrapping up that was very hard for you. You were challenged a lot. Like a lot. But I see things stabilizing really beautifully here in the near future, and you're slowing down. I think if anything, life has taught you to take your time with yourself and honor yourself, Sag. We have another Six of Swords. It's almost like your mind is settling. And as your mind settles, everything else is falling into place. Six of Wands in the near future. We're now clarifying the Ten of Wands. Letting go of any kind of heavy burden. Going in an exciting new direction. Knight of Wands. You're being compelled. Yeah, you're stabilizing. Two of Pentacles. Anything that's been off kilter, that's been hard for you, I think it's like finally there's a new energy arriving, right? Some of you it's calling in. A new beginning, taking a stand for what you want and need. I do see something coming in that you've been waiting a long time to receive. It's like, all right, I'm preparing. It's like I got this energy of back in the day in the Victorian era where, like a week ahead of time, someone's coming to visit and you're like, okay, let's prepare the house, prepare the vessel, prepare. I'm getting you've gone through the preparation. Now it's time to receive. It's exciting. I think you're opening up the door and you're excited about walking through it. And some of you, it is to going deeper in your healing work, or going deeper in a connection, leveling out, letting go of the old worries, just old identities, old self. I like it. A lot of balance. I want to get into now, where are we at? We're doing pretty good with the time. I want to get, is that a 27? Maybe I'm not pretty good with the time. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's now move into the Chinese 5-element oracle. I like it a lot. We have Wood Dragon and Fire Rabbit. You have the strength. Welcome the muse. Yeah, I think you were tested. Like, how resilient are you? How much are you going to go through in order to break pattern? And I think your pattern was, I got to work on my own healing. I got to be committed to that. I'm getting the signs and synchronicities to go towards that. And instead of avoiding that, you went, woo, I'm going in. And then you realize, what was I afraid of all this time? There's a lot of wonder there. I'm learning so much about myself. I'm changing my beliefs and my attitude, my thoughts, my perspective, my habits, my entire being, because you're treating yourself differently. You're being more honest with yourself. You're how you talk to yourself, how much time you spend worrying about the past or the future. It's like, okay, I'm moving on. I'm dropping the old heavy burdens and I'm coming into balance with myself, and I'm excited because you're in balance. I think a lot of you have a new love opportunity coming in that's divinely guided. You've got communication coming in. You've got multiple opportunities for creativity, for fun, for play. I feel like July is going to be a fun month, and just take your time, enjoy it all. So walk into that candy store and sample the merchandise, right? Enjoy it. You're allowing closeness, intimacy, and your depth of perception is on point. You're gaining and accessing greater spiritual power. Dropping a heavy load. What a nice relief. There's something around lightening up here. All right, we have fire and wood. Earth and fire. Let's see which one's more important. And in numerology, we have 4 and 5. So surrender stability and the changes. Yeah. Wood Dragon, you have the strength. Okay. We had 10 of Wands here twice. So there is something that I think you were being almost pushed down this path of, can you be compassionate with yourself? Can you open up your heart and forgive the past? Can you let it go? Can you nurture yourself and really commit to your long-term abundance? When Spirit asks us to go deeper, it requires us to think bigger and be bolder, but also let go, release control, and go with the flow. I'm getting go with the flow. There's a divine flow this month. Let's read this. You have the strength. The wood dragon, as one of the 10 spiritual pillars, represents tremendous strength and faith in a positive outcome, even in the midst of adversity. The elements yang wood and the dragon's yang earth may seem at odds, but the dragon's mighty power, spiritual connection, and confidence perfectly complement yang wood's compassion, kindness, and natural leadership ability. See what I'm saying? Hidden water and wood elements in the dragon nourish and support yang wood in the heavenly frequency. There are no obstacles that the dragon cannot overcome. It's interesting. Aries had dragon energy as well, so it could be something going on with the fire signs. And when heaven and earth meet in the wood dragon, the result is a formidable combination. Receiving this card is a sign that success is yours. You have developed the grit and inner strength needed to reach your highest potential. Woo! Sag, this is your highest potential. This new timeline, this new chapter, new cycle as you wrap up the old is about reaching your highest potential. Keep your focus on being of service for the common good, and you can always count on the divine to assist you in living your purpose. Recognize that the more influence you wield, the more conscious effort you need to put into being a good human. The wood dragon highlights great power and integrity. With power comes responsibility, and you are more than ready for it. Be assured that you're on your way to reach a significant milestone in your life. That's the world. You've worked your way up and dealt with many setbacks along the way, and you've not only persevered, but also enjoyed the journey and become much stronger in your skills and wisdom. Wow. Message from heaven. Live your life authentically and choose your actions from a place of compassion, the higher frequency of yang wood. And the message from earth, dear Sag. Mindfulness practices such as Qigong, yoga, and meditation will help you connect to the dragon's empowering, grounding earth element. Being anchored to reality is key to manifesting your dreams. And that is your challenge here. Being anchored to reality is key to manifesting your dreams. So ground in your mindfulness. You've cultivated that on the path. So do not move away from that. When life gets challenging, you dig deeper into that. And I think that's what life has carved out for you. The practices and habits that actually keep you really grounded and connected. Okay, now let's get some final advice, Sag. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful month. I love it. Oh, you know what? Let's clarify. I didn't clarify the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Wands, the Page of Cups. Nope. They said that's complete because there's so many. That's 5 cards. Actually, let's just get one. Ultimately, where are you going? Where are you going with all of this, Sag, in July? It's going to come out. Yep. King of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. And that was your challenge. This is now about the harmonization of your emotional waters in your emotional fulfillment moving forward. You're aligned. It's time to let the love in. It's time to let the happiness in, the joy. Some of you, this is about a deep connection, going to the next level, okay? And overcoming maybe some instability around that, you know? It's like 2 people trying to come together here in the spirit of love. Can you cooperate and compromise and overcome the challenges? And some of you, this is just what life has dealt you, overcoming that. And grounding in a new reality. This is the highest timeline, your greatest potential, all right? That's what this is ultimately leading toward. Your greatest success. I like that. And then your advice. What's your advice? It's all about confidence, willpower, honoring your intuition, moving forward on the path. The Chariot. Get a moving. Some of you are traveling in the month of July. Oh, and you are traveling deep into this Plutonian energy. Deep transformation. We have the Scorpionic energy and the Page of Wands. Yeah, this is an exciting time of change for you, Sag. I would ride the wave. I think there's a lot going on in your life. I see powerful movement forward on the path. All right? Take care, you all. Good to see you. Namaste.